airlifting 559 out of the 564 scheduled, while Imo and Abia states have also concluded their inaugural flights. NACON Chairman Professor Abdullahi Usman expressed satisfaction with the smooth start of this year's Hajj exercise and commended the performance of the airlines, state pilgrims welfare boards, and other expressed satisfaction with the smooth start of this year's Hajj exercise and commended the performance of the airlines, state pilgrims welfare boards, and other stakeholders.
The women exporters in the digital economy, $1,000 for small business, a booster grant of up to $30,000. The women exporters in the digital economy, $1,000 for small business, a booster grant of up to $30,000 for businesses when they're ready to grow their digital to show say their business get every to grow and create jobs. Application will close on the 18th of May 2025. Visit wto.org/widefund or send mail to wide_fund@intrasend.org. The Wide Fund now to empower women and expand trade. This announcement now from Moniya, Executive Director, NEPC.
Dangote refined and iodized salt. In every kitchen across Nigeria, there's a quiet miracle happening, not just in the pots and pans, but in the spaces between the stirring and seasoning. Dangote salt doesn't just perfect your pepper soup or jollof rice, it perfects the moments around them. Because when your salt is Dangote, refined and iodized, you're free to spend time on what truly matters: the stories, the laughter, and the love shared. Dangote refined and iodized salt gives you one less thing to
cite the hosting of the 6th session of the African Association of Historians. You're invited to the public presentation and launch of a landmark book titled The Military Factor in Nigeria's History, 1960 to 2018. Do you know how the military has shaped Nigeria's rich and vibrant history? Do you know the military's contribution to our political and economic development? Join us and be a part of this historic event on Wednesday, the 14th of May 2025. Venue, the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Asokoro, Abuja. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion, former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon, retired, GCFR. Our Royal Father of the Day, the Emir of Lafia, His Royal Majesty Sidi Bagay Mohammed, CFR. Keynote speaker, former Chief of Defense Staff, General Elio Irabo, retired, CFR. Book reviewer, Professor Patrick Ukase, Secretary General of the Historical Society of Nigeria. Chief launcher, Prince Arthur Eze, CFR, Chairman, Atlas Oranto Petroleum. Special guest of honor, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, OFR, and other service chiefs. Announcer, Professor Zara Kwahe, Acting President, Historical Society of Nigeria. See you there.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, Mr. Benjamin Kalu, says the 10th House of Representatives has passed 1,059 bills in less than 2 years. The Deputy Speaker stated this at the inaugural National Policy Dialogue organized by the House of Representatives in Abuja. The National Policy Dialogue is aimed at bringing together stakeholders to present and discuss the House's legislative agenda, create a platform for inclusive and democratic governance in Nigeria. Pointed out that the National Policy Dialogue would further enhance the collaboration between the National Assembly and other stakeholders. The Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Ahmed, is calling for greater stakeholder collaboration to boost girl-child education in Nigeria. She made the call in Abuja at the validation workshop on a new regional-focused project on improving access to safe and quality education for girls in West Africa. The project, funded by Japan in partnership with UNESCO's International Institute for Capacity Building in Africa, ICBA, aims to train teachers on ICT, gender-responsive and inclusive practices. Education correspondent Patience Olumati reports that 15 teachers training institutions from across Nigeria are set to benefit, with their provost attending the workshop.
The validation workshop was convened to assess findings from the project aimed at enhancing access to quality education for girls in West Africa, ensuring its effective implementation. At the event in Abuja, the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suweiba Ahmed, underscored the importance of prioritizing girl-child education as a cornerstone for societal development. She stated that the project aligned with the renewed hope agenda of the current administration, which emphasized inclusive education and empowerment of the girl child.
We are sure that with all hands on deck and with the support of all stakeholders, we will achieve much and turn around the education landscape of Nigeria to an enviable height.
Professor Ahmed urged participants to critically examine the key findings propose cost-effective and transformative strategies for teacher capacity development and recommend actionable steps to promote continuous, inclusive access to safe and quality education for girls. Also, the Minister of State for Humanitarian Services, Disaster Management and Social Development, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, who initiated the request for Japanese support during his tenure as the Minister of State for Education, called for continued assistance from the Japanese government, particularly in areas where gaps had been identified.
Lead with you, let us continue to work together to see how much intervention can we do based on the findings we have on ground.
The Deputy Ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, Mr. Kozaki Hitoshi, reaffirmed his country's commitment to the project and highlighted the importance of collective action to equip girls with the skills needed to drive societal transformation.
If we do not empower girls with knowledge and opportunity, we are suppressing the half of our population. But if we act boldly together and with conviction, we can empower girls to shape the future.
The director of UNESCO IGBA, Dr. Quinton Wadon, who joined the workshop virtually, made it known that Nigeria had been selected for a new pilot initiative to train teachers with a focus on female school leadership and e-learning. In Abuja, Patience Olumati, Radio Nigeria.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, said has not appointed any agent or intermediary to offer contracts, financial grants and intervention funds to the public. A statement by the bank's acting director, corporate communications, Mrs. Akama Sidia Lee, explains that the CBN also does not endorse, support such claims in any form. It advises the public that the Central Bank of Nigeria does not award contracts or disburse funds through unsolicited communications such as emails, phone calls, short message services and other social media platforms. The statement further enjoins Nigerians not to engage individuals or entities making such claims, but report them to the relevant law enforcement agencies. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has called on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) to investigate the alleged criminal diversion of the $3.4 billion loan obtained from International Monetary Fund (IMF) by Nigeria to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement on behalf of the Alliance on Surviving COVID-19, Mr. Falana also wants the IMF board to probe alleged deliberate refusal of its management to ensure that the emergency fund were used for their intended purposes. He further urged the IMF to suspend the collection of the scheduled charges, including net charges, basic interest, and administrative fees amounting to 275.28 billion naira, pending the conclusion of its investigation. Last week, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) confirmed that Nigeria had fully repaid $3.4 billion COVID-19 financial support it got under the Rapid Financing Instrument (RFI). A 2020 audit report by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, released in January 2024, flagged several irregularities in the handling of the fund. The Minister of State, Trade, Industry and Investment, Senator John Owen Enna, has urged the board members of the Governing Council of the Industrial Training Fund, to ensure that they take the ITF to greater heights in line with government's industrialization program. According to a statement, the minister made the call in Abuja at the inauguration of the council. Senator Eno emphasized that the critical role of ITF in preparing Nigeria's workforce for a highly competitive global economy, advocating technology-driven training programs, industry academia partnerships, and strategic resource utilization to accelerate progress. The board chairman, Hamma Ali Kumo, expressed the gratitude of the board for the appointment and pledged to align efforts with national priorities, ensure their leadership drives meaningful growth, economic growth, and industrial resilience. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) Governors Forum and former governors of the party have named former Senate President Bukola Saraki as the head of a 7-member reconciliation committee to chart a new course for the party. Announcing the fresh strategy to journalists after a meeting in Abuja, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Bauchi State Governor Malam Bala Mohammed said the committee's mandate was to engage party members and foster unity ahead of the party's National Executive Committee meeting on May 27 and its National Elective Convention scheduled for August. Since the 2023 elections, the party has been plagued by internal strife, with some of its governors and legislators defecting to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). The conflicts deepened after a fallout between Governor Sim Fubara and former Governor Nyesom Wike in Rivers State, along with leadership disputes in the South-South zone and the unresolved vacancy in the post of National Secretary since December 2024.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Are you a woman entrepreneur in Nigeria ready to take your business to global level? Then this is for you. The Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Wide Fund has launched an open call for applications with a $15 million commitment. The Wide Fund, an initiative of the WTO and International Trade Center, working with the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, offers women-led businesses access to funding, training, and international market opportunities. It also provides discovery grants of $5,000 for early-stage businesses, exploring digital trade opportunities, and booster grants of up to $30,000 for businesses ready to scale their digital presence and expand into global markets. Who can apply? Women-led businesses that meet the following criteria: registered and operational in Nigeria, export ready and keen to engage in digital trade, e-commerce, online services, digital platforms, etc. Demonstrated potential for business growth and job creation. Applications close on May 18. For details, visit wto.org/widefund or email weide-fund@intrasend.org. The Wide Fund, empowering women, expanding trade. Noye Ayeni, Executive Director, NEPC, announcer.
Dangote refined and iodized salt. In every kitchen across Nigeria, there's a quiet miracle happening, not just in the pots and pans, but in the spaces between the stirring and seasoning. Dangote salt doesn't just perfect your pepper soup or jollof rice, it perfects the moments around them. Because when your salt is Dangote, refined and iodized, you're free to spend time on what truly matters: the stories, the laughter, and the love shared. Dangote refined and iodized salt gives you one less thing to worry about.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
A former Chief of Defense Staff, retired General Lucky Rabo, says it takes a true nationalist to save any nation in times of crisis. Retired General Rabo stated this at the night of tributes and services songs for the late elder statesman, Chief Edwin Kiagbodo Clark.